Days from hitting its 70% double dose target, New South Wales is again rewriting the rules, halving the amount of time that close contacts of confirmed cases will have to spend in self-isolation from 14 days to 7, beginning on the 11th of October.
It's a balance that the risk of someone who's fully vaccinated is much less, and as the community becomes vaccinated, it's sort of a recognition of that.
It's welcome news for businesses and workers for whom 14 days ISO can be brutal. But it's a more cautious setting than other countries like the UK, where double-dosed people don't need to isolate at all.
The epidemiology of Delta shows people become positive earlier than with non-Delta, and they become non-infectious sooner. So the idea of 7 days being safe is likely to be true.
The state's also working on updated risk guidelines, offering another hint at the future for all of us when borders open and COVID inevitably spreads. Double-dose people would at worst be classified as casual contact, and in most circumstances low risk in any indoor or outdoor setting, regardless of time exposed to a confirmed case. But for the unvaccinated, 14 days self-isolation will stay. The biggest game changer still to come is rapid antigen testing. The TGA is still assessing a number of kits you can use at home. Experts say their use has the potential to significantly reduce, even eliminate the need for most people to isolate.
It's really not invasive, and you can test somebody pre-shift every day, so that what you're doing is not using isolation, you're using science and testing to say if workers are safe.
So as our vax rates climb and we start living with COVID, does isolation have an end date?
If you add rapid antigen testing, you can actually stop people who've been double vaccinated for having to go into isolation if you're testing them every day. And if they're negative every day, you've got a high probability that they really are negative every day. And so they can go back to work and can go back to life.
The focus for the last few months on vaccinations has been so important, but I think it has, in a way, set us all up with this belief that at some point, once we hit those targets, the whole thing switches off. We don't have to do anything anymore or worry about it anymore. I know the epidemiologists have said this all along, that living with COVID is going to be complicated. It will be, and we're going to have to find these ways of adapting. Having something like a rapid antigen testing kit at home is probably a reality that we're going to live with for some time.
What a game changer, though, if we did have that. Totally. I would feel so much better if we had something at our disposal that could kind of tell us whether or not we had COVID pretty quickly. I also, I'm not going to lie, I really want to be able to see my parents. That's the first thing I'm going to do.
How long is it since you've seen your folks?
Oh, it has been 4 months. And I'm Lebanese, honey. I see my folks every week. It's part of the culture. You have to. So it's been a really long time.
Well, how's that been for you and them?
It sucks. It really sucks. And they can't see any of, their extended family around them either. I really miss them. And I really want to open up as soon as possible. But I'm buoyed by this idea that we are moving a bit slowly. It's not just going to be right tomorrow, all restrictions gone. It's a slow progression, and I feel at least good about that.
Luckily, they see you every week on the project, Jen.
Oh, of course they're watching.
With so much content online, it's sometimes hard to keep up with it all. And let's face it, who has the time? The Project YouTube has you covered with the stories that matter. Hit subscribe for a daily list of the news that you need to know.